Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Travis Gale-Brand, Senior Director for Corporate Communications and Public Relations within the Ministry. Let me first apologize for the late start. We're here today to inform the public of the implementation of the Demerit point system. With us, we have Honorable Darrell Vaz, MP, Minister of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications. The Honorable Delroy Chuck, KC, MP, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Colonel Daniel Price, Director General of the Island Traffic Authority. Dr. Gary Mackenzie, Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for strategic operations within the JCF. We also have with us Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications, Mrs. Kadisha Campbell-Rochester, as well as Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Mr. Ralston Smith. Today, the Minister, together with the key stakeholders, will provide details on the implementation of the Demerit point system and what it means for Jamaica's motoring public. Without further ado, I will welcome the Minister to give his opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, colleague Minister Delroy Chuck. Today I wish to address an important road safety initiative that will strengthen efforts to reduce traffic violations, improve driver accountability, and most importantly, save lives on Jamaica's roads. Government wishes to advise the public that the Demerit point system under the Road Traffic Act 2018 and Road Traffic Regulations 2022 will take effect on September 30th, 2026. This marks a major milestone in the modernization of the road traffic enforcement and the promotion of responsible road use across Jamaica. As Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. It is no secret that existing on our roads, we have several drivers with hundreds of tickets outstanding who have not had their licenses suspended and are the main perpetrators of reckless and lawless behaviors on our road. The timing of this implementation is significant. As of June 24, 2026, a total of 136 persons have lost their lives in 122 road accidents. Excessive speeding, reckless driving, improper overtaking, driving under the influence, distracted driving, and other dangerous behaviors continue to contribute to serious collisions, injuries, and fatalities. This shows slight improvement, and if maintained, we will see Jamaica a fifth successive year of reduction in road fatalities. With a raft of efforts being implemented by the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Transport, and the JCF, Jamaica can continue this downward trend and see less than 300 road fatalities by 2027. We have already seen drastic reductions in the number of children injured and now focus on the wider population. I wish to remind the public that earlier this year the government approved a 5% allocation from the revenues collected from traffic offences to be allotted to the Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications for a national road safety campaign. The procurement process has started and the deadline for submissions of tenders have been extended to July 10th, 2026. The Demerit point system is designed to address these challenges by promoting compliance with the Road Traffic Act and deterring repeat offenders. It is not intended as a punitive measure, but as a road safety tool that encourages responsible driving and helps reduce dangerous behavior on our roads. Motorists who settle their outstanding traffic tickets and become compliant on or before September 30th, 2026 will not be adversely affected by the commencement of the system. This period provides an opportunity to regularize records, settle outstanding tickets, and ensure compliance with the law. The Ministry has undertaken a comprehensive modernization of the road traffic legislative framework to improve road traffic safety and strengthen enforcement. The proposed reforms support the reintroduction of the demerit point and the driver's license suspension regime, enhance motorist rights of appeal, and advance amendments related to child restraint systems, legislating regarding school zones and reckless driving and other key safety measures. The amendments also enhance our modern framework for electronic traffic enforcement by adopting technology-neutral standards, strengthening the use of camera evidence, expanding the method of service of notices to not only utilize electronic means, but for the use of non-electronic means for those who may not have access, clarifying owner liability, and updating vehicle safety standards. Collectively, these reforms will deliver a safer, fairer, and more effective road traffic enforcement system for Jamaica. Jamaicans will recall that previous compliance initiatives allowed motorists who cleared eligible outstanding tickets to avoid the transfer of demerit points into the new regime. We therefore encourage all motorists to take advantage of the remaining time and not wait until enforcement begins. It is important to note that the implementation of the demerit point system was previously suspended to provide additional time for compliance. This period is now ending effective September 30, 2026. The suspension will cease, and from October 1st, 2026, the system will be fully operational, and a zero-tolerance approach will be adopted towards traffic violations, particularly those who endanger lives and undermine road safety. And I want to pause just to say to you that there is still 1.1 million tickets that are outstanding, with another 118,000 that have been issued in recent times, which are to go through the process of being paid or go to court. The decision was taken very carefully not to put the date for July 31st or August 31st, but September 30th, to allow for the collaboration between all the government entities and agencies and the court system to be able to structure and plan so that persons will be able to go and pay their tickets and not be encumbered because the system is overloaded. So it is well thought out and well planned, and I intend to have another meeting with the Minister of Justice and the entire team, including the court office, to see how we can accommodate that. You will recall that there was an announcement for, I think it's 2 days at the arena, 8th and 9th of July, and Minister Chuck has told me that there's 45,000 persons who have registered already over those 2 days. So that's off the court site, being managed by the court offices. So what we want to do is to find ways to do that more regularly during this 90-day period, and also expand it and extend it out into the rural parishes for the convenience of those persons not having to travel the far distances to Kingston, which is already overloaded because the majority of the tickets are in Kingston and St. Andrew. So we'll be working through that, and you'll be getting more information in the coming days as it relates to exactly the mechanics of how it's going to work. The ministry is also working in partnership with the Island Traffic Authority, Ministry of Justice, TAJ, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force and other stakeholders in encouraging all you motorists to use the remaining weeks before implementation to check their records, settle outstanding matters, and ensure their licenses and vehicle documents are in order. International experience has shown that the demerit point systems are among the most effective mechanisms for changing driver behavior because they create direct consequences, especially for repeat offending traffic violators. By identifying high-risk drivers and applying escalating sanctions where necessary, the system encourages compliance, improves road user behavior, and contributes to safer roads for motorists, passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists alike. Motorists should also understand that once the system is operational, offenses that attract demerit points will form part of driver's record and may result in license suspension where prescribed thresholds are exceeded. The IT has consistently advised that accumulated points can lead to suspension depending on the severity and frequency of the offenses. Again, I therefore urge all motorists, transport operators, both private and public, and in general road users to act now, settle outstanding matters, become compliant, obey the rules of the road, and help create a safer environment for all Jamaicans. The success of this initiative depends not only on enforcement, but also on public cooperation. Every road user has a role to play in protecting lives, reducing crashes, and fostering a culture of responsibility on our roads. I move on to a second phase of the press conference today before I invite Minister Chuck and the ITA, ACP Mackenzie, and Transport Authority. And this is a buy-in from the public that uses the roads. The public is encouraged to play an active role in road safety by reporting suspected breaches of the Road Traffic Act, dangerous driving, disorderly conduct, and other unsafe driving practices through official reporting channels. I want to make it abundantly clear that this push towards greater compliance and reduced reckless behavior on our roads is not targeting a particular group. We are imploring all motorists to ensure they take note of the reform underway and ensure that they are compliant. If you witness behavior that endangers other road users, we encourage you to report it. However, members of the public should never place themselves or others at a risk in an effort to capture this evidence. Reports may be submitted through the following channels: JCF WhatsApp 876-591-5671. JCF WhatsApp 876-591-5671. Transport Authority WhatsApp 876 Drive Jamaica 876-374-8352, 876-551-8196. That's 876-551-8196 or 876-279-8515. 279-8515. And of course, email customer service at ta.org.jm. And of course, Island Traffic Authority, social media, TikTok, Instagram, etc. The relevant agencies will review submissions and where appropriate compare them with available surveillance footage. The JCF will assess the evidentiary value through its investigative processes, while the Transport Authority and the ITA will use the information to support enforcement, compliance, monitoring, operational deployment, and road safety interventions. So let me just put that in a nutshell for you. Everybody has a smartphone. Yes? Everybody is frustrated, frightened, anxious every time they go behind their wheel of their car because of the infractions caused by public passenger operators, private motor vehicle operators, not to mention the hundreds of motorcycles that are on the road doing bearer jobs and all other types of jobs that are doing all sorts of acrobatic. Using the bike on one wheel most of the time, overtaking you with one wheel, and it is just absolutely out of control. The police do not have the personnel and the resources to be in all places at all time. They are doing a remarkable job, not only in suppressing crime and murder, but even in their own traffic management. You can see the significant improvement based on the resources that they have gotten. But who better to partner with them than the law-abiding road users? And all we're asking you to do is to give us the information. Not asking you to testify in court, protect your identity of your phone number, but you are everywhere because there are cameras, not only what we use for Jamaica Eye, but there are phone cameras in every car, in every nook and cranny of Jamaica. When you see it, you take the information. If you can take the infraction by video, if you can't, a license number, a picture of the car, anything at all, or the motorcycle, will be sufficient for us to start an investigation and to see where that takes us. But one thing I can tell you is that the mindset of those persons who are doing the infractions on a daily basis, knowing that it's not only the police that they have to look out for at this corner of East Kings House Road and Hope Road, that it's the hundreds and thousands of motor vehicles that are plying the streets of Jamaica every day. If you help us with that, I guarantee you they will think twice and 3 times before they overtake the line of traffic to get to the front of the line and then break the red light. Again, I'm saying, I'm not categorizing any one set of road users. This is an all-encompassing, and it will go in tandem with the demerit points. It will go in tandem with the public education campaign that is coming. And last but not least, the Transport Authority is advancing the development of the Drive Safe app, which will serve as a centralized platform for public submissions and facilitate more coordinated action by the relevant regulatory and enforcement agencies. The application is expected to be launched during the last week of July to coincide with the rollout of the demerit point system. As I said before, road safety is a shared responsibility. By working together and responsibly reporting dangerous behavior so that we can reduce crashes, save lives, injuries, and build a stronger culture of compliance and respect on Jamaican roads. With the downward trend in crime hitting record lows, this administration is now targeting a similar trend on our roads. I thank the JCF and the Ministry of Justice for their work and support in this effort, and we look forward to the cooperation and support of the public. With you, I can guarantee you, we will have a team that will make the difference. And there's enough of us that are frustrated, frightened, and anxious, and some that don't even want to go behind the wheel anymore because of what they have to face on a daily basis going about their lawful business. So I'm going to ask Minister Chuck to expand on the court process, followed by Colonel Price, followed by Mr. Ralston Smith from Transport Authority, and then, of course, ACP Gary Mackenzie, who will also speak more to the measures that the police will use with the cooperation of the well-thinking, law-abiding motorists in Jamaica. So, again, This is properly planned, going to be properly executed. We have given the requisite amount of time to deal with this problem and all the backlog so that after October 1st, there will be zero tolerance. You get a ticket, you have the option to pay the ticket. If you feel that you have been wronged, you have the ability to go to court and take the matter to court. But the demerit system will be implemented, and the minute you reach the threshold of the points for the various infractions, the ITA will act. And if you are caught driving after that with a suspended license or a revoked license, I don't need to tell you where you're going to go. Just think about it.
Thank you, my colleague, Minister Vice Colonel Price and Dr. Mackenzie. Let me say, I want to thank the members here, and we had a meeting before. When we met at the Road Safety Council, we did agree that we needed to operationalize the demerit system because there are so many reckless drivers on the road that many of them, if the demerit system, the demerit point system was operationalized, many of them would not be on the road. And the Road Safety Council urged us to do so. But I want to thank Minister Valls for agreeing to extend the time from July the 31st to the 30th of September. And this is to accommodate what is happening in the courts. You will appreciate there are over 1 million tickets in the courts across the 14 parishes. Kingston and St. Andrew alone has nearly approximately 500,000. And I want to congratulate the Chief Justice and his team of the judiciary who recognize that the court system is overburdened with a lot of tickets across the different parishes. So he decided to assist with the backlog. And on the 8th and 9th, as Minister Vice pointed out, they registered over 45,000 persons who want to pay their fines now. And that is merely a drop in the bucket. I said if we operationalize this on the 31st of July, not many more will benefit from what we are proposing. So we have extended it to the 1st of October. 30th of September, and once the 1st of October comes, those persons who are found guilty or plead guilty, the demerit points will be immediately accommodated. I want to congratulate the police, especially on Dr. Gary Mackenzie, for the tremendous work they're doing on the roads and the number of tickets that have been issued. And people feel that this is a tax measure. It isn't. The government would prefer not to have these tickets issued if people will just comply with the road code and safety on the road. And Minister Vaz is quite correct. Every single Jamaican is worried about using the roads because of the behavior of so many drivers, public and private vehicles, overtaking, breaking traffic light. And so it's very important that we send the clear message to all motorists. Start complying with the road code. Try ensuring that you use the road and respect other persons, because there will come a point when your demerit points will accumulate and you may well lose your license. I want to make 1 or 2 points though. The court system is not a revenue collection agency. But far too many motorists, when they get a ticket, they fail to pay a TAG. And once you get the ticket, you have 30 days to pay the fine. If you fail to pay the fine after 30 days, in about another 10 days, you have to go to court. And if you go to court, the court is now empowered by the Act to charge more than is on the ticket. In the past, the courts usually have the discretion to charge less, but now the court has been empowered to charge more. So motorists are now finding that when they fail to pay a TAG and they go to the court 40 days after, that they actually pay more. But what is more, when they get to court, if they fail to turn up, we now have in place an electronic system to issue warrants for those persons who did not turn up. And in the past, last year, the judge has to be signing every one. All of these warrants are now electronically signed. And I may tell you, to the best of my knowledge, there are many tens of thousands of warrants out there. So motorists who have not paid, the sooner you do so for the warrant to be vacated, you can save yourself the embarrassment, because if Dr. Mackenzie and his team find you and check your license plate, they will know that a warrant is there for you. And I know quite a few motorists have been embarrassed because when they're picked up, they frequently have to spend a night or two in jail. And it's not a comfortable place to spend a night. And I beg motorists across to please pay up once you get a ticket. But if you fail to pay up after 30 days, make sure you go to court and pay. Now, the court system is meant for motorists where they feel that they should not get a ticket to fight the case, as they put it. But it is not meant for you to wait until 30 or 40 days to go and pay. It's not a collection agency. So motorists, I urge, please use the court system if you're contesting the ticket, but not as a vehicle to delay payment. Now, what is happening now with over 1 million tickets? The court, both Minister Vaz has said, we will be working with the court system, the Chief Justice. I'll try to have a meeting with him soon. How best we can ensure that those persons who have tickets, many of them with hundreds of tickets, by the way, that we can put all of those files together, because each time a ticket is issued, a file is put together by the courts. And to find 200 files is a burdensome task for the court. The court is overwhelmed in trying to find the file. If it's not too difficult when it's just one file. But sometimes the motorist comes and they have 5 or 10 tickets. To find 10 files representing each ticket is a stressful burden on the court system. And that is why I was very thankful that we moved it to the end of September, because the court will need more time to be able to assist those motorists who want to benefit from coming to court, pay their fines, settle the matter, and start a new turn over the slate, get a second chance. So I would say, Minister Vaz, we have started on a process to ensure that the Road Traffic Act is fully operationalized. We may well go to Parliament on Tuesday and get an affirmative resolution for what we're doing here to be passed in Parliament and approved by the Parliament by affirmative resolution, that we're vacating or all those points which could have accumulated because you got a ticket or you had a guilty plea before the 30th of September. So that those points will not go forward. But once you get a ticket, after the 1st of October, the demerit points start to accumulate. I hope it is clear to all motorists. We're begging you, keep safety on the road. The people of Jamaica are tired of the number of deaths that occur. We want, as Minister Vaz said, to bring it down far below 300. Thank you very much.
just some quick data outside of the 1.1 million tickets that are in the back. Just got the recent data. Outstanding tickets for Westmoreland, 1,844. Trelawney, 4,919. St. Thomas, 958. St. Mary, 1,327. St. James, 2,914. St. Elizabeth, 3,008. St. Catherine, 64,752. St. Anne, 5,598. St. Andrew, 8,106. Portland, 1,015. Manchester, 9,694. Kingston, 3,230. Hanover, 1,473. Clarendon, 9,570. Totaling 118,399. These are recent current tickets. And what we are saying is don't allow these to pass the 30 days. I also got data which speaks to tickets with court dates after 31st of July is 28,722. Tickets with court dates after August 31st, 2026 is 12,512. 12,512, and there is no court date past the end of August. So the window of the court dates now is up to the end of August. So it's actually an opportune time to deal with these, to get rid of the 1.1, and then basically have a clean slate so that we can move forward and don't find ourselves based on the fact that the demerit system will be in place and sanctions will be applied. So the free ride is over.
Ministers Vaz and Truck, Madam Permanent Secretary, my colleague Mr. Gary Mackenzie, Mr. Ralston Smith, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The operationalization of the demerit point system represents a significant milestone in the modernization of Jamaica's road safety framework and forms part of the broader implementation of the Road Traffic Act of 2018 and the Road Traffic Regulations of 2022. The system is designed to promote greater compliance with traffic laws, encourage responsible driving behavior, and ultimately reduce road crashes, injuries, fatalities across the island. The demerit point system is a structured mechanism through which points are assigned to drivers who commit specified traffic offenses. These points are recorded against the driver's record, and where prescribed thresholds are reached, administrative actions such as suspension or disqualification of driving privileges may be applied in accordance with the law. The primary objectives of the system are to improve road user compliance with the traffic law, enhance accountability among motorists, promote safer driving practices, reduce repeat offending, strengthen enforcement mechanism, and contribute to national road safety targets. The successful implementation of the demerit point system has required extensive collaboration among several government entities and stakeholders. This initiative demonstrates a whole-of-government approach to road safety and public service delivery. The Island Traffic Authority serves as the lead agency responsible for the administration and management of drivers' records and the custodian of the demerit point system. The authority requirements to facilitate the accurate recording and management of offenses and associated sanctions. The platform that aids in this process is the Ticket Information Management System, which will generate notices, account for the surrendering of driver's license, and the reinstatement process. Tax Administration of Jamaica plays a critical role through its operation of driver's license processing and customer service network. The integration of licensing services ensure that actions arising from the demerit point system can be reflected appropriately within the driver's license registry. The Jamaica Constabulary Force remains the primary enforcement agency responsible for detecting and prosecuting traffic offenses, and therefore information generated through the traffic enforcement activities serve as a critical input into the demerit points process and ensures that the system is supported by effective law enforcement practices. The Ministry of National Security and Peace has provided strategic oversight and support to ensure alignment between system platforms and broader national road safety agenda. The Jamaica Information and Communication Technology Authority has been instrumental in supporting the technological and digital transformation aspect of the project. Through technical guidance, system integration support, and governance oversight, Jamaica has helped ensure that the necessary information systems are capable of supporting the operational requirements of the demerit point system. The Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunication, MET, has provided policy leadership, stakeholder coordination, and strategic oversight through the implementation process, ensuring that all participating agencies work cohesively towards the successful delivery of this national initiative. Over the past several months, significant work has been undertaken to prepare for the implementation. These efforts have included development and refinement of operational procedures, system integrations and testing activities with the relevant stakeholders, data validation and migration exercises, interagency coordination and demerit point steering committee meetings, staff training and capacity building initiatives, the development of the public education and stakeholder engagement plan, and finally the development of interagency communication and customer service processes. As we approach September 30th, implementation date, our focus remains on ensuring that the system is operationally ready, transparent, efficient, and accessible to the public. We wish to emphasize that the demerit point is not intended to be a punitive measure. Rather, it is a behavioral management tool designed to encourage safer driving habits and foster a culture of compliance on Jamaican roads. The ultimate goal is to save lives, reduce crashes, and improve the safety on all our roads. Our ministry and stakeholders remain committed to ensuring a smooth transition to the new system and will continue to engage the public through education and awareness initiatives in the weeks leading to the implementation. We encourage all motorists to familiarize themselves with the provisions of the Road Traffic Act and regulations, understand the offenses that attract demerit points, and exercise greater caution and responsibility while using the nation's roadway. Together, through partnerships, accountability, and responsible road use, we can create a safer road environment for all Jamaicans by steering safety and inspiring change. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for the opportunity to share. All protocol observed. The Transport Authority is the regulator of public transportation nationally. And so the authority recognizes its role in monitoring and regulating the conduct and behavior of public passenger vehicle operators out there. We recognize, however, that not all the operations of the PPV operators fall within the strict purview of the Transport Authority. There are certain moving violations that fall strictly and squarely within the purview of the police. Notwithstanding that, however, the Transport Authority wants to encourage all our PPV operators to behave yourself. You must now recognize that a new system is coming. There's a demerit point system that is on the horizon, and that you require a license to provide for yourself and your family. So we urge you to fall in line. For those operators who continue to misbehave, the Transport Authority will have absolutely no recourse but to suspend or revoke those road licenses that are issued to you. And so we urge all the PPV operators to ensure that you follow the rule of law. We want to urge the citizens, on the other hand, as Minister would have indicated earlier, to support the national program by providing information to the various platforms, all the WhatsApp platforms that were previously announced, so that both the Transport Authority and the police can take the kind of enforcement and monitoring approaches that will redound to correcting the behavior of the PPV operators. With that, I thank you.
Honorable Ministers, Vazan Chok, Madam PS, Director General ITA, Managing Directors of two of our stakeholder entities, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Enforcement and ensuring compliance is a critical part of road safety. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, as the main entity responsible for monitoring and regulating the road network, values the partnership and certainly the tools that we have to use to ensure that persons drive on our roadways safely. The Road Traffic Act and regulations, supported by the Transport Authority Act and regulations, are very important. We actually utilize these acts to enforce the law, and we do so by issuing road traffic tickets, which are indeed summons. There are some very serious offenses that attract demerit points, and since the commission of the new Road Traffic Act in 2022, we have been lagging behind a bit in terms of ensuring that the demerit points function as how they should. We are very happy that we are getting to the point where demerit points will mean something, especially for moving violations such as careless and dangerous driving. It is very important that demerit points are applied. We have seen where persons, over 300 persons, have died on a yearly basis on our roads, and numerous persons have been injured as a result of poor driving behavior. It cannot be that we have repeated offenders, ministers, those who have been driving in a manner which is very dangerous, continue to do so without being checked. In fact, the Road Traffic Act based on how it has been conceptualized, it has within it some tenets that will serve in support of the demerit points. For example, dangerous driving, where persons are convicted for committing dangerous driving offenses repeatedly, then those persons can be required to do rehabilitation training so that they can be better drivers. And so the demerit point system serves a number of purposes. The police force over the past 5 years have issued an average of over 500,000 tickets every year. In fact, in 2025, the police force issued 720,000 traffic tickets. And in 2024, it was 685,000. We are ready and we are always willing to ensure that we carry out our responsibilities of enforcement. But we prefer that persons abide by the rules and drive properly on our roads. So as we seek to ensure that this particular tool is tight in terms of how it is managed and executed, we, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, we are committing that we will continue to enforce. We know that if the system works properly, compliance will be improved, because it is not only about deaths, but certainly it is about the injuries that persons have sustained from crashes. And certainly there are a lot of near misses every day because of poor driving. So I want to say, Honorable Minister Vaz, that we support this particular initiative, and we stand ready come the 1st of October to support it along with our different stakeholders in ensuring that it works. I want to finally say that the support of the public in ensuring that all of us drive safely cannot be understated or overstated. And so we want to encourage the public that whatever you see, report it to us. The WhatsApp numbers have been shared. There are social media platforms. The Jamaica Constabulary Force monitors its website and the various social platforms, I would say minutely. And so anything that is sent to us, we will act on it. It is very important to note that no one has to identify themselves. In fact, our Jamaica Eye system is as such that if a video or a photograph is shared with us right now, we are able to interrogate our system, and where we see the evidence, we can lock it, and it will be real evidence for us to utilize and do prosecutions. It will also help us in our deployment strategies, in our prevention strategies, to ensure that where we have areas where persons drive poorly, we are able to place our resources and we are able to take the actions that we need to take. So let us not believe that what we are doing or what we will do will go in vain. Let us work together to ensure that we create a safer road space and, of course, a safer and productive Jamaica. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our speakers. We will now open the floor to question and answers. We ask that you identify yourself and direct your question to the person. Thank you. It would appear that everything is crystal clear. So if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your... Oh, you have a question. Microphone. Turn it on.
1 2 1 2. Yes, a member of the public had sent a WhatsApp message. They're trying to ascertain whether or not this is in fact an amnesty or not.
Minister?
The answer is partially yes. There's no amnesty in terms of the fines that have been will be imposed by the court. But to the extent that persons who have committed these offenses could really have their demerit points added on. See, right now, we are saying to the public, and we will, as I say, use affirmative resolution in Parliament to clarify and approve it, that if you pay up your tickets before the 1st of October, then the slate will be clear in terms of the merit points. But come the 1st of October, it will accumulate. Now, if you have a case and you allow it to carry over after the 1st of October and you're found guilty or you plead guilty, then the demerit points immediately operates. So that it is in the interest of all motorists who have outstanding tickets to take advantage of the time to the 30th of September. So it's an amnesty of the demerit points.
Okay. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. And we are open to field questions off air if you so desire. Thank you.